Okay, boys and girls, this video is brought to you by PrizePicks. It's so simple. Go to the App Store, you download PrizePicks. We got the Super Bowl, and Patrick Mahomes is a free square. That's an easy one. Pick Patrick Mahomes, you get a free guaranteed square to win, and place a $5 lineup to get $50 instantly, no strings attached when you use code TIMBO. That's $50 when you place $5 for the new lineup. Let's have some fun. If you enjoy sports and you think you know sports, PrizePicks, code TIMBO. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got a good one for you today here. Beautiful day out. Let's get that posture cranked up. Grab ourselves a refreshment. Get serious. There's a lot to be thankful for, no matter what. Imagine the days when there was no toilets, or no microwaves, or no nothing. Well, those days are gone, so there's a lot to be thankful for. Today, we got the legend Joe Diesel Riggs is also, and then another legend, Shannon the Cannon Ritch, a new movie star that we got on our hands here. So, let's get into it. Lots to talk about. Grab yourself a seat and let's enjoy. I'm doing a little bit of 2 milligram on here, get my brain flowing, and maybe might smark up this little hemp stick here a little bit. Get our minds right.
You are sparking up.
Mm-hmm. We got Shannon the Cannon Ritch. He's never done any marijuana,
Nah.
or alcohol.
No.
Which is surprising because you take one peek at that mohawk, you think this guy's a stoner for sure.
Yeah, they used to think that was a stoner or some, rap guy or, hardcore death metal guy.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't me, man. I'm a cowboy.
Now since the Travis guy died,
Oh.
you currently have the most MMA fights of any man?
Any living fighter, yeah.
When Travis Fulton had the most fights in mixed martial arts history, and then he died, but he was a child molester. And
yes.
right when he died, Shannon puts the thing up there and he goes, "Is it bad timing to say I have the most fights in the world now?" Something fucking hilarious.
Well, what was funny is I didn't even know it, man. I was at a fight and Big John McCarthy was standing right there, and he goes, "Shannon, you're number one." And I thought he was just fucking around. Yeah. And he goes, "No, you're number one." I go, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "Well, Travis is dead now, so you're number one for most fights out of any living fighter." And
that's good. That's a feat, man.
Not saying that I'm that good, and I won a whole bunch. I mean, I won a few. I lost a few too, but to have that many fights,
I mean, it's pretty crazy to make that walk that many times.
Yeah, no matter what.
And wherever you're at, you've been all across the world, seen so many different things. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of battles.
My thing was, I never turned down a fight, ever.
But have you went into a fight knowing you're going to lose?
Absolutely. Yeah. I took fights that no way in hell I should have taken them. But I needed to make a paycheck.
But unless you land some fucking little whip kick or drop into a heel hook and
there was
crank the ankle off.
There were actually times where, I got the arm bar out of nowhere, I fought Daryl Guthmother for Extreme Challenge. The guy's getting ready to go to the UFC. He was 16-0. He was Monty Cox's #1 guy, and he was like the guy. I went out there to lose, and I armbarred him in under a minute. Oh, it ruined his career. He retired.
Is it John Wood?
John Wood.
Dude, Shannon took his soul because he was like 8-1, 8-2, or something like that, and Shannon went out there and heel hooked him. Or was it? I don't know if he knocked him out.
No, I heel hooked him the first time. Heel hooked him,
but Shannon's really good with ankles, and then so he was like, "Fuck that!" He was trying to pay him to fight.
Yeah, he literally was like, "Fight me standing up. Don't do that pussy shit on the ground. Fight me standing up." I said, "Okay, but if you take me down, you're a pussy." And so we stood up and fight, and I hit him with a leg hook kick, knocked him out. Boss Rudin said, "It's the best knockout he's ever seen."
Oh, God, that's a hard one to come back from.
And then he retired, but obviously he's a good coach. I mean, he's had some good guys and a good run in the UFC. So
he's been around a long time. He's been around a long time. Back when I was 18, 19 years old, we went to Vegas for the Ultimate Fighter tryouts. He had the gym throwdown. Back then.
Oh shit.
So he's definitely a OG in the sport. So sometimes you would just be like, okay, you're doing this as your main job, and you just wanted to get a quick $2,000 paycheck real quick.
Shit, $2,000 might have been $500. I mean, dude, there were times, $500 was a payday, No bullshit, $500 to $90,000. That's pretty much my range.
So what's the most you fought in a 3-month span?
Man, dude, I fought Sakuraba main event Pride 11. and then turned around and fought Frank Shamrock.
All in a 3-month span. Though,
yeah,
like,
yeah, dude.
boom, boom, boom,
No,
boom.
I'm talking, dude. One weekend. Let's put
He's
it
had
this
10
way.
fights.
How about in 1 month? I fought 4 times in 1 month.
Every weekend.
Yeah, every weekend.
I did that once.
Yeah.
I did that. It's a different time though.
How
man.
dumb
It really
that?
is.
I mean, I look at it now like, how dumb is that?
I was
man?
trying. It was less about making money. I was trying to get in the UFC. So I remember I would fight in Phoenix, and I went to Colorado, then I went to Minnesota, I went to California, all in a month.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I got in the UFC, but at what cost, my friend?
What cost, my friend?
My head's.
So what was your debut as a professional?
Okay, so obviously it's the 1991 pre-UFC. I was fighting down in Mexico, and I was fighting. I mean, pro fight. I didn't have any amateur fights.
1991, I was 1 year old.
Yeah, you were 1, so I had my first pro fight there. We'd go down to Mexico. I was in college, and they'd have the chicken fights, the dog fights, and the people would fight. And I was doing that, and it was like Valley Tudo, no rules. You'd have these Hispanic guys coming out like boxers, and here I was in spandex. Remember when spandex was cool?
Oh, yeah.
So spandex and wrestling shoes, and I'm all fighting, and that just really choked everybody because they were boxers.
If you see some of the guys he beat back in the day, he's beaten some good fucking guys, and then like some of the old fights when he was young, like just fucking soccer kicking people in Hawaii, just fun good ones to watch. Shannon's got. He's good. He's well rounded all around. People don't give as much credit as the skills he does have.
Yeah, I mean, if you go in there and you don't think he's dangerous at all, you're dumb, and that's where you're gonna get caught with something.
But to answer your question, like my first real professional MMA fight, Joe and I have something in common, is I went to Hawaii. I fought at Blaisdell Arena in Super Brawl. Dan the Beast Severn actually got me the fight, and I fought in front of 10,000 fans, and that was what sparked the MMA love. Like, man, I really want to do this for a living, because it was unreal, man. You walk out, 10,000 people are screaming, and you go out and fight, and win or lose, it was a mad rush.
And did fights like that cause? I mean, you just fighting and being the kind of wild man you are. Did it cause issues in the marriage?
Not at that time. No, no, not at that time. I don't think the marriage part, living the life of a fighter, going and traveling, seeing the world, that wasn't the part that screwed up the marriage. It was the Shannon, not Shannon the Cannon. It was Shannon take out the trash. That guy.
Yeah.
I think that was the one.
Because Shannon, he's on his he's married 3 times.
Yeah,
Right? So is this the first marriage or second marriage?
Wow.
Kind of both of them.
I'm gonna say all 3.
Well, what is it? Because from the first marriage you had, the second one, he was married to this. Were you married to the bigger one, the bigger lady? What's her name?
No, I never was married to her.
But I remember I went with Shannon. I think it was, I forget what fight it was in Texas, and he asked me to train him. I went down there with him, and it was his stepdaughter went up to him and started screaming at him right before he walked out about the tickets they had. You fucking idiot! I'm like, holy shit! And Shannon's just like,
yeah, they didn't have ringside. They had to actually sit wherever people sit. And
he was. You feel you
right before you're getting ready to fight, you don't want to hear that shit.
Trust me. I mean, even with the highest level, I mean, being there even with Sean for the UFC title fight, and it's like the family's complaining about it. It's like, hey, you guys don't understand the pressure on this kid right now.
Right.
What do you do when that happens?
I try to just manage it the best I can and just try to kind of be respectful and try to just.
It's hard, huh?
Yeah,
you want to be like, get your fucking out!
Oh
lose your
God,
fucking mind.
yeah.
I want to just start slapping people.
Yeah, so because this last marriage you had, you were married for 15 years.
Yeah, 15 years, man.
15 years. I mean, that's a fucking long time.
That was a long run, man.
The first one?
No, this one right here.
You're still married?
Currently still married, getting ready to get divorced.
What happened?
The divorce is gonna get final here in a couple days.
Really?
We just grew apart. She's a flight attendant. She's always gone working, and I can't blame it all on her. Obviously, it's my problem too. I didn't have a real job, like the real Joe job, 9 to 5er. I'm a fighter. I'm an actor. I make money, and then like 3 months later, I make maybe some more, and maybe not make any more money for 6 months.
Freelancer.
Yeah, I'm a freelancer, and obviously your wife wants to have stability, and they want that steady paycheck, and I can't blame
greedy
her for that.
bitches. Well, my wife was the same way with me too.
I can't blame her for that, man. My ex-wife, I mean, well, my current wife, but my ex, she paid all the bills, and she was a great
liked
woman.
her a lot.
Dude, she's phenomenal. We were best friends, but it just didn't work out.
I'm sorry.
So I wish her the best, and it's a new chapter.
Well, I mean, that's good that you guys are ending it in like a healthy way.
I'm trying to, we got into it as best friends, and trying to leave as friends. It's tough though.
That's
man.
hard,
I'm not gonna lie, man. It's been rough.
Oh fuck, I'm sure. Maybe I'll see you on the new Netflix show Later Daters.
What is that? I've never heard of that.
It's on Netflix, and it's like the 50, 60-year-old.
Oh, what are you trying to say? I'm old. I'm old with it, man.
Well, you'd be a later dater.
I'd be a later dater.
Yeah. When you lose the ability to throw your road around, that's when things get hard. If your dick doesn't get hard, just throw in the towel in life. Local man gives up. I would hate that.
So recently, you got into some. I wouldn't say. I mean, you got into some self-defense, some serious.
Oh, you got to bring it up.
Tactics.
Okay. No, you know what? Yeah, I did.
Set the mood.
I mean, fuck. I mean, what do? You either get cut and you potentially die, or you put a bullet in them.
Dude, it's when you tells you the particulars, people don't know that Shannon was involved in self. What do you call that? It's just self-defense shooting.
Yeah, totally self-defense shooting. Yeah. This is actually the first time I'm ever speaking about this publicly.
Yeah.
Nice.
First and foremost, I feel bad, not only for the guy that I shot and killed,
but the family.
But the family, all his friends, my family, everybody that's involved in that whole even the cops. I feel bad for the whole situation. But it was self-defense, and thank God I've had the training to actually come out alive. Come to find out, this guy's had 3 prior convictions of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. One of them was with all 3 were with a knife, and one was with mutilation. So thank God it was me and not just some regular guy. When I say regular guy, somebody that maybe not as trained as me. I was scared to death. I did not want to do it. Dude, every scenario in my brain was going through. I'll tell you what happened is I came out of an establishment, and my weapon was in the vehicle. I was trying to back out, but there was a ton of people behind my car because the bar had just let out from a UFC fight. Huh?
What was the name of the bar again?
Twin Peaks.
Is that bad?
Yeah, dude, they've had when you Google Twin Peaks shootings, there's tons of them, man. It was weird, man. It was like like a thing.
So the fights are getting over.
Yeah, the fights are getting over, and the crowd is dispersing. Everybody's saying goodbye, and all that kind of stuff. And so as I'm walking out of the bar, a ton of people behind my car, and I get in my car, turn it on, and get ready to back up, and I noticed there's still a bunch of people there. They didn't move, so I put it in park. I open my car door, I get out, and I asked the group. I said, "Hey, gang, can you guys let me out? I'm trying to get out." And there was a little Hispanic kid, and I'm not saying that has to do with any race, but
aren't you?
No, it's just that it was a Hispanic guy. It was just the facts. And he said, "F you," and I looked at him. I'm like, "F me, really?" I was caught by surprise. And he pulled out this knife, and he's like, "Crack." And I was like, "You got to be kidding me, dude!" The handle was 10 inches, and then the blade came out of it like a stiletto, so it was like 20 inches. That's like sword. And he's like chasing me around my vehicle. I don't know how many times, 2-3 times around the car at least.
And do you always carry?
I always carry, yeah. I got CCW. I work for Pinal County Sheriff Mark Lamb. I do his security. I've done security for my whole life. I mean, this is what I do. But yeah, I carry a weapon. But you're not supposed to take a weapon into a drinking establishment. So I left the gun in the car. So I'm following the rules. I literally reached in the car and I pulled it out. And I told him, "Stop.
Yeah.
Back up, stop, put the knife down. I don't want to shoot you." And he kept coming at me, and he's like, "Shoot me, bro, shoot me." I'm like, "You got to be kidding me." So I backed up. Literally, Tim, I backed up 30 yards as he's coming at me with this knife, our sword. It was massive. And, dude, my heart's pounding, and, I'm like, you got to remember, too, if you pull out a weapon, you have to know, okay, I might have to use this. And it's not just this guy that I'm going to shoot or, whatever. It's the people behind him. What if you miss? Yeah. What if you hit an innocent bystander? You hit a kid, you hit a car, you shoot out a window. I mean, you're responsible for that round. So all this is going through my freaking head, and all the training that I've had, and I'm literally backing up. I'm giving him verbal commands, and he lunged at me after about 30 yards, and I had literally no other choice except to shoot him.
That's nuts. Usually, isn't it 15 feet with a knife? That's considered.
No, it's 21 feet. They teach you in the academy. 21 feet. If
the police academy?
Yeah, in the police academy. If a cop, they learn that if there's an attacker 21 feet, you shoot him. You don't let them get within that 21 feet. I let this guy get 2 feet in front of me.
Shannon.
2 feet.
Was that kind of in that minute? Was that almost the most nervous you've ever been in your life? You think?
No, I've been in
all the
several
fights.
No, it's not. He's killed people in war, but that's different. War, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a civilian, pretty much that was the, I wasn't expecting that. You know what I mean?
And thank God you're not like a big drinker.
Oh, God. Are you kidding me, man? I could be in prison, man.
If you were drunk.
Yeah.
He still got roughed up by the cops, though.
Did they toss you around?
They did, but they were doing their job, and I got the Phoenix Police Department did an absolutely fantastic job. One, thank God there was surveillance video and about 100 eyewitnesses that corroborated my story because, I'm telling them, hey, it was self-defense. And, everybody says it's self-defense, but literally this really was self-defense. I did not want to shoot this guy, but I did. And thank God, one, I got a shout out to Pilgrim Ammunition because Pilgrim Ammunition, this round that James makes, he's the owner of a Pilgrim Ammunition. It's a hollow point that literally when you shoot somebody or you shoot and it hits, it stops within 3 inches. It only goes in 3 inches. I mean, so there's no over penetration. So this is the best self-defense round you could probably get.
Hollow points are the best.
Instead of just going through.
Yeah, because if it's a ball point, it's literally going to go through and then it's going to hit somebody else.
Oh, okay.
It's called over penetration. So this round, it stopped, and thank God no one else was injured. It was one shot. It was one and done. And again, I feel bad about it. I feel bad about the whole situation.
What was the caliber of the gun?
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Well, it was a Glock 40.
See, that's
what I carried.
I shot myself with a 45, and it was a hollow tip too. That's why it was a short distance and it didn't go through.
Right.
I didn't think about that.
You didn't blow out the back of your hand.
Oh, it did that. It blew out the back of my hand. It just didn't go through I went through.
It didn't keep going.
No, didn't even just fell out of the leg and didn't hit the floor. It just didn't,
thank God.
Thank
God.
God.
That's a wild thing.
Man. So that was pretty wild. That's a Father's Day I'm never gonna forget.
You hit him in the neck, right?
Well,
the throat.
Yeah, I shot him in the throat.
Thank God you had your gun.
And that's another thing. You could say what you will about the Second Amendment and gun rights and all this. I feel everybody should carry a weapon.
Yeah.
I also feel that there's a reason for it. I mean, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Yep.
And therefore, that situation, my training saved my life. It really did.
Absolutely.
Training saved my life.
Okay, boys, today's video is brought to you by VIIA. VIIA gives you the freedom to blaze your own trail, and it's federally legal across the U.S. Whether you're recovering from a hard grappling session or workout, or getting ready to scrap on the mats, it's just a real quality product to tell you what it is. Their organic hemp is grown without pesticides and harsh chemicals. I really like their flower also. It's smooth, it helps you relax, and just have a good time. Their gummies are also great right before practice. I like the Elevate gummy to help you dial in, or after practice, the Cloud 9 to chill out and just relax from the day's stresses. Check out the link in the description and use code TIM for 15% off. Give them a try. Yeah, that's what I tell Mariah, because when she's traveling to these barrel races, she always has a gun on her, but I'm just like, don't be afraid to pull the trigger.
Would she?
I don't think she would. I think she'd be smart enough. But any more of these guys are so fucking tactical about that kind of trafficking
with the woman,
shit,
man. You're exactly right. I always tell Lisa, give her these scenarios, but I don't think Lisa would pull a trigger.
A lot of people, you can never say,
tell you in that situation.
Man, I'd kill somebody. I'd pull the trigger. Hey, until you're put in that situation, you don't know.
You might just go, oh God, just fall. Seriously, people could just go, please don't hurt me. And
throw the gun and crumple.
Hey, you know that thing, fight or flight? That's a real thing, man. Some guys will stand there and fight. Other guys they freeze.
You don't even realize that you're just darting the other way. You're like, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah. It's possible, dude.
Crazy. But bringing back what you said was my first MMA fight, and I said Joe and I actually had the same thing as Joe's. Pretty much his first professional MMA fight was also in Hawaii on 4 days notice, I believe. He fought Cabbage. You remember Cabbage from the UFC?
Fuck yeah. So how old were you? How old was Joe when you met him?
16.
Yeah, 16, I think. 16.
No way.
Yeah, Joe was just a pup.
My first fight, I was in high school, and I go in the Rage in the Cage, and I called Roland Rage in the Cage and was giving him my resume. I'm a 2-time state champion, I'm a Golden Glove boxer, all these things, and he's like, thinking he didn't give a fuck if I was a bum off the street. And so I went in there, and the first Shannon was in there, he's talking about fighting somebody, and I was like, holy shit, fuck, I couldn't believe. It was just crazy. It was just nuts watching that. Just being there was nuts. But I've known Shannon longer than anybody else I've known in the sport.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I bet you guys got so many memories that you don't even remember.
It's crazy. Joe and I have been actually all over the world, man.
Yeah.
We've been fighting in Mexico together, Canada, Texas,
Russia.
No, we didn't go to Russia. We went to Mexico. Then we fought bare knuckle boxing, BKFC 4.
You know Shannon's BKFC champion?
Yeah, I have a BKFC belt. Yeah,
BKFC
4 International Super Fight World Champ.
Did you ever have any big surgeries?
I did, man. I had a patella tendon rupture on my knee from a referee in Arizona. I fought a guy and knocked him out. The ref dove on my knee. Fucked me up, dude.
It was a celebration, wasn't it?
No, it was the knee, man. Afterwards, I went to jump on a cage, but I couldn't.
When people were just celebrating, he like jumped off the fence and oh no, it looked like he did it with that. But
no,
running around doing the Liddell.
The ref got me.
Oh God, like you've seen people celebrate, like in what was that kicker for the Arizona Cardinals? He made that. I think it was like a 50-yard field goal. Started celebrating. Oh, just fucked his leg up. Yeah, it happens.
God damn it. Well, that's crazy. So you had your gym for a while, and then COVID ended up shutting her down.
Cannon BJJ. It's rest in peace.
And then you decided to just shut her down during COVID, huh?
I didn't decide, man. The state made me shut it down. You remember that? They had these mandates saying you had to close.
Was it bad here? Because I went to Montana right when that happened.
I kept my gym. I just shut the curtains, told people to park all over, and just come in the back door, and let's just kind of train.
Never got in trouble?
Train normal. Never got in trouble. I don't know if Peoria was cracking down very hard on people.
Yeah, out there where I was, there were people coming and snitching on you. So I was
God.
So I had to close, man. I closed the gym. There's a lot of haters, man. So
always.
What do you mean haters?
Well, let's say in Arizona, there's a lot, I do have some people that like me, and then there's other people that don't like me. And I think people that don't like me just don't know me.
Well, have you burned bridges?
I have. Mm-hmm. And it's not that I meant to burn a bridge, but there's people that just don't like me. And, I can't, it is what it is. Like I said, if you get to know me and you knew me as a person, I think you'd probably like me and we could get along and everything would be cool. But people know me as that persona or
character.
Shannon the Cannon, he's an asshole. And maybe they just they just don't like me for some reason.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, gyms get like that. Even if it's jiu-jitsu gyms get like that. Even all the Brazilians, it's almost like gangs.
It's a cult.
It's a cult.
Yeah.
And MMA gyms get like that. But it's like, this city's big enough. It's big enough to where everyone can eat. Everyone can have a successful gym. There's millions and millions of people. It's like, you don't really need to be enemies with all these guys.
And anything, I think that's bad. I think everyone should be friends because it makes the competition makes it grow, makes it better. Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot less fucking uncomfortable to be around people that aren't fucking trying to be shitbirds or it's just uncomfortable.
Right.
To be around someone that wants bad for you but act like they want good for you.
Right.
Oh,
I don't like that.
That's just toxic.
Right. For sure.
So what's a little morning routine with Shannon the Cannon Ritch nowadays? You wake up, have a jerk.
Man, wake up, try to stretch because, I'm an old withered man, as Joe would say.
Have yourself a glass of milk.
Nah, I like coffee. Coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Love the coffee.
Coffee maker? Do you use a coffee maker? Or?
Yeah, I got just a regular coffee pot.
Little coffee pot and just have your first jerk sesh and get on with the day?
Absolutely, man.
That's not bad. You usually make breakfast for yourself?
Yeah.
A couple Eggos?
Eggs and bacon.
Nice.
I'm an old bacon and eggs man.
Are you?
I am.
Dude, Tim, last night, fucking for some reason, actually I know the reason. I was stifled from sex last night. So I.
What do you mean stifled?
I just that Jaden was. We were trying to be alone. Jaden kept coming in and just
cock blocked.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah, just exactly cock blocked, but. It led to an uncomfortable 6 hours of porn. I'm so embarrassed. So embarrassed.
6 hours that's 6 hours of just
easy. Now
no, it is.
No, yeah, it is. It is. No, it's fucking not. There was things you break it up. That is fucking terrible. God, I'm embarrassed to admit that. It's terrible.
When you're looking forward to that long session,
no, I'm not.
Just get it out of there and just get on with your life.
Dude, my legs started failing me. I thought. You stiffen your leg. It's fucking horrible. Fucking toes. It was just. I'm never again. Never.
God, just the beating off, dude. I've just been trying to limit myself so much. I feel like my weeks, my mind, everything is just better if I can just avoid that as much as possible.
But it does change your mind to get out of that fucking, that poisonous fucking thought process of pounding puss.
Everywhere you go, you're just. It's in our genes. It's the dog in us.
Yep.
And you're just on the hunt for puss.
Walking, humping, same time.
Yes, you're fucking horned up. But if you just get rid of it. Get rid of that chi for a little bit. You can get on with your life a little bit. But
you can't get rid of it in a haste if you're fucking spending 6 hours on fucking Pornhub. That's
if you're looking forward to a good 6 hour session.
Dude, who looks forward to that? I'm really going to enjoy this.
A lot of people.
Dude, remember Aaron Brink would fucking retire for 10 hours for porn. That's not even that much longer than I do.
But Joe, listen, man, 6 hours.
Don't shame me.
No, I'm not shaming you, but
it's hard enough to
taking you 6 hours, you're doing it wrong.
It's just being greedy. It's being greedy.
It is.
You're just doing it wrong, man. Because it shouldn't take 6 hours.
No, it's never. That's easy. It's I don't. It doesn't. It's you get
it to the edge and you don't want it to end yet, and you just fucking.
I shouldn't even brought this up.
No, you
when I looked at the time, I was God. It was horrible. If my wife Lisa would have known that, she would.
That's the
be
thing,
brutal.
and then if you start doing that too, then you start craving it a little bit. And it's just a cheap fucking dopamine.
Start craving.
Dude,
it.
it's a cheap, quick dopamine hit. Just like boom. And it's like any of those just aren't.
Dude, fucking, I was outside in the cold too. Fucking wearing fucking hoodie and just
next to your bong.
Yeah. The volcano. Fucking sit at the volcano and just dude. It's the fucking porn is what's bad. Honestly, that's what's fucking. It's not that if the porn wasn't involved, it wouldn't have been. It would have been fucking 30 seconds.
Just imagination.
Yeah, fucking I can't. You don't have to look at porn to rub one out, do you? Oh no.
I don't have to. But when you got this little device there. I mean,
yeah, it's. I find myself scrolling for the perfect scene. What am I doing?
Yeah, I know.
It's embarrassing.
We all feel you. Okay, we got some UFC fights this weekend. We got Israel Adesanya, Nassourdine, Imavov. Big middleweight fight. Big fucking middleweight fight. And Izzy, I've been watching some of his vlogs. He looks in phenomenal shape, and he looks confident. I'm hoping he gets back on the win streak. I think he will.
Me too.
I think we will, but it's a good battle. Then we got the Shara Putin Magomedov, 15-0 guy, versus Michael Venom Page. Sick fight, really sick. The Magomedov guy, he's like almost like a karate style kicker. He just kicks a lot, heavy kicker.
Is that the red hair guy?
Yep, the one with the weird eye. Michael Venom Page got that karate style. Looking forward to that fight. I'll probably pick. I think Michael Venom Page is gonna get him.
Is that Russian's wrestling good or jiu-jitsu good or is he just?
I think he's a majority striker.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michael Venom Page is fucking hard to deal with.
Yeah, he's an animal.
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
The Russian's gonna smash him.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Kicks.
I think it's gonna be yeah.
A double back
I mean,
fist?
the kid is just tough, man. The guy's got one eye. Come on, I'm going with the guy with one eye.
He does.
I got
which
one.
I don't.
Where are they fighting at? Tim?
I don't get how he's getting.
Here's the thing. Where are they fighting?
Saudi Arabia.
And you know why?
For him.
For him, because he cannot get sanctioned in anywhere in the United States. The guy with one eye.
Why?
Because he only has one eye. You got to have
Is
two.
it really?
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was going to say,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I don't know how he gets
Because
away
their
with it.
commission is a little lax.
Oh, he cannot. His eye is
100%.
fucked up. No shit.
He cannot fight in the United States. Ever.
So that eye is dead.
Yeah.
What's he doing here? That's crazy.
But he's kicking ass with one eye.
Yes.
You know who else kicked ass with one eye?
Michael Bisping, but fuck, man, right?
No, I'm going to tell you guys something. I'm going to tell you a story you never heard, Tim.
Let's hear it.
Are you a Chicago Bears fan?
No.
Are you, Joe? Do you remember the refrigerator Perry back in those days?
Biggest fullback in his history, yeah, of course.
So when they won the Super Bowl, they
72?
had I don't know, 55. No, it was a while ago. But the guy who had a bandana on his head, who was that?
I'm not sure.
The quarterback.
Oh, fucking not John Harbaugh.
Not Ben Roethlisberger.
No.
No, is it? I forget.
I'm trying to remember his name
Yeah.
as I'm saying this.
Yeah, but no, his jersey number was 72. That's what
He the quarterback for the Chicago Bears when he was I think he was 6 years old. He had one of those leather holsters. It had a knot in the leather holster, and he grabbed a fork to like get the knot out.
Yeah.
And he popped himself in
What
the eye.
the?
He's blind in his right eye and ended up becoming a quarterback in college. He went to Utah, and then he became an NFL quarterback for the Chicago Bears and won 2 Super Bowls with one eye. He's blind in one eye. Jim McMahon.
That's it.
Jim McMahon.
He had the
and you know, I
visor.
used to think, Jim McMahon was wearing those glasses to be cool.
He
and
had the
like,
visor.
and all that. Yeah. He wore it because his eye was all fucked up.
Oh, Jesus.
So crazy, man. There's some crazy things you can do with one eye. So this fighter that has one eye, I'm going with the one eye guy.
Dude, I think Michael Venom Page might fucking snipe that eye.
Yeah.
Seriously.
The way he blitzes in so fast with his punches, he almost waits for people to kick and just like, boom.
He gets that timing with that fucking rhythm and just fucking darts in. He's hard to catch coming in.
Well, let's see.
He was on
do it.
the card when Sean fought. Fuck, who was it? I think it was Cheeto. Yes, he was in our locker room and he warmed up for a clean hour and a half, bouncing there, exploding into a punch. Bouncing there, exploding into a punch. Bouncing there, exploding into a flying knee. Like just for an hour and a
That's
half,
crazy.
he warmed up.
He's definitely not a volume puncher.
Yeah, explosive. Okay, so Still been getting into the Bitcoin, a lot of stuff. So Satoshi Nakamoto, this is the guy who supposedly invented it. And Satoshi Nakamoto is a pseudonym used by the person or group of individuals who developed Bitcoin. They don't even know. This guy is anonymous, so listen to this. Authored its original white paper, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, and created and deployed its first implementation. The identity of Satoshi Nakamoto remains unknown to the public. And over the years, various individuals have been speculated or claimed to be Nakamoto, but none have been definitely proven. Hal Finney, an early adopter, a Bitcoin adopter, and cryptographic pioneer, Finney was one of the first to interact with Nakamoto, but denied being him. He passed away in 2014. Nick Szabo, a computer scientist known for his work on digital currency concepts like BitGold, which shares many similarities to Bitcoin's design. So this guy made this thing, this online currency, and then he said, I don't want this guy or group, I don't want my name attached to it. So he went completely anonymous.
Really?
And you're forgetting, Tim, they've never spent any of the money, ever.
Of his.
Of that.
Because he has his own stock of Bitcoin.
Correct. And it's never been spent.
Well, that
any
people
of it.
can see that?
Well, yeah. And
You can see the wallets.
Yeah, the wallet is, it's got like a godly amount of money.
How much
in it.
money? Do you know how much, Tim?
Yes. How many
Billions.
Bitcoin?
With a B. Billion.
Is it billions?
Yeah.
Was it,
And he's never spent any of it. That's why they assume the guy's dead, because he's never spent it.
could have just ridiculous. Who the fuck wouldn't touch billions? Yeah.
Which is a crazy thing because now all these countries are adopting it, and having it be their like
backup currency?
strategic reserve.
Like,
okay, so the exact number of Bitcoins in Satoshi's wallet is not definitively known because the identity of Satoshi Nakamoto remains anonymous, the wallets associated. Researchers and blockchain analysts have suggested that Satoshi Nakamoto might have mined anywhere from 600,000 to 1.1 million Bitcoins, and each one of those is worth $100,000.
What's that come out to?
Billions.
Is that?
Oh, yeah, hundreds of billions. This estimate based on patterns observed in the blockchain, particularly the Satoshi pattern, where a single entity is believed to have mined a significant portion of the early blocks. This guy had to be a fucking genius. The most famous address directly linked to Satoshi Nakamoto is the one used to mine the first block, which contains 50 Bitcoin, blah, 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 blah. Other addresses potentially linked Satoshi have not been definitely identified, but are estimated to hold a significant amount of Bitcoin, possibly contributing to the total figure of 1.1 million Bitcoin or more. And there's only 21 million Bitcoin that can be mined. So
That's
there's
what you're
only
saying.
Yeah, there's a cap.
there's a cap.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So
Has Donald Trump announced that he's using that for the backup currency for the United States?
not yet.
And that's what you're waiting on, right?
But there's all these conspiracies about Bitcoin.
What's that?
And I'll read some.
Are they starting to get to you?
No, I'm interested in them because I'm pretty invested in this. But there's so many freaking like people that are so smart.
I have a friend, Tim, that is like probably one of the biggest cryptocurrency influencers and like data research guys. His name is Nicholas Black. You can check him out on the online. They fly him all over the country to talk about cryptocurrency and to explain it to you. He was one of the first guys to come into Bitcoin when it was really, really cheap.
Really?
He's a multi-millionaire now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows everything about it.
So Bitcoin, since its inception, has been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories due to its mysterious origins and the anonymity of its creator, and the significant impact it has had on the financial world. Here are some of the most notable Bitcoin conspiracies. Satoshi Nakamoto as a government agent theory. Some conspiracy theorists speculate that Bitcoin was created by intelligence agencies like the CIA or the NSA to either track illegal financial activities or to experiment with digital currencies. This theory often points to the use of the SHA-256 hash function. Bitcoin as a control mechanism. Another theory suggests that Bitcoin was designed by powerful entities to control the global economy, either by centralizing what was supposed to be a decentralized currency or by manipulating the market for their benefit. Religious conspiracies, mark of the beast. Some link Bitcoin to biblical prophecy, particularly the mark of the beast from the book of Revelation, suggesting that Bitcoin might be a precursor or tool for global control or the end times. This theory often interprets Bitcoin as a form of digital currency that could be used to monitor and control and buying and selling. Bitcoin in the New World Order, time travel or AI creation, China's role in Bitcoin creation, Bitcoin as a Ponzi scheme. environmental conspiracies, Bitcoin, and elite manipulation. I know it's interesting.
And it goes
stuff.
on and on and on.
It's interesting.
It's a
stuff.
Ponzi scheme?
No,
No.
they say it is, man. Those are all conspiracy theories.
Okay, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that's with all that shit going on about it, man, how do you stick to what's true, what's not?
Just like I said, like listening to smarter people that are investing in it and see what they say about it.
Does everybody that's really smart and educated with this, do they all pretty much say the same thing, or are there some people that say,
They all say the same thing.
Okay, it's still
And from what I hear, there's right now it's what 100 and something thousand,
105,000 this morning.
From what I'm hearing is they're expecting it to go up to 1 million.
Isn't that what you said? That's nuts,
Dude,
man.
$1 million per coin.
When it used to be what 365 per coin? Is that what it started?
Dude,
at?
it started off at like under $1.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have got in on it when it was only
In-
$1.
What were you showing me
in
at the comedy
2014, it was $300
Yeah.
That's what you were showing me, right?
per coin.
Okay. Fuck me.
$300 per coin. You throw $3,000 in there at that time, then you'd be sitting on $1 million right now.
And there is no way for me to get that one wallet I had and I lost all the information. That's done. There's no way to do that again.
Because you got paid before by crypto?
Yeah, with Ethereum, it was I got like $3,000 with Ethereum like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, that would be worth a lot, but you'd need your 14
Yeah, don't have that.
word passphrase.
Because I was trying to just deposit in my bank and it wasn't doing it, so I just logged out and was going to log back in. And then I wrote all the things and then just didn't do it. So fucking I just beat the
It's crazy
shit.
too because you can buy the Bitcoin on Coinbase, but technically Coinbase has control of your crypto. So you can move it from Coinbase to a cold wallet, they call it, and it's just a little device, and you have a 21-word phrase key. You keep that key. If you lose that passphrase,
You're out.
You lose the money forever.
Yeah.
But you're in control of it. Like the banks aren't in control.
Yeah.
No one's in control of this. You could take this and go to
So there's
another
nobody
country.
to go to when you lose those words in order. They just
You're fucked.
That key. Yeah, you got to have the key.
I figured that. Fucking
But it gives you freedom from like these big financial branches.
people use it like that. People use that as their main source of currency here still.
They're
Not
I
still,
mean, they're
but-
starting to.
I know.
It's starting to
Like
come.
my friend, I was explaining, man. He buys cars, Lamborghinis, and Rolls Royces with Bitcoin.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
So they announced Jake Paul versus Logan Paul is going to go down.
What?
Those boys are probably going to make a fat chunk of change.
They're gonna
for
fight
that.
each other.
They're going to fight each other in a boxing match. HBO Max.
Jesus Christ.
Good
And
for
I feel
them,
like
dude.
I
Fuck.
feel like there's no way that they're going to go in there and I think they're going to try to knock each other
Throw up
out.
a stinker, you think
I
so?
mean,
I hope so.
I think they're going to.
Yeah, they're
'Cause that-
brothers. They're gonna bang it out.
That Tyson fight that made him look pretty bad. In my opinion, that wasn't good. I mean, he wasn't at work.
You know what they did, Joe? They did what they did. It came out okay because it was entertainment.
He made a lot of money.
That's the whole point. Is they're entertaining the world and they're making a buku bucks.
You see these fucking limp dicks that are like, oh, I think Tyson was. You see his little subtle tail. He told them to put his hands up. These fucking people.
Yeah.
They don't realize how hard it would be to fucking do something like that.
Yeah, and they don't realize how hard it would be. I mean, how old was Mike Tyson?
He was 58.
58, yeah.
Yeah.
58. Going through just one day of actual real training. How many days it takes for your body to
God.
recover when you're that age.
Afterwards.
Yeah.
Now I'm 54, and I'll
Yep.
be honest with you. I can wrestle all day, but it's going to take me 2 days afterwards to heal.
When did you
Because
start to
my
feel like
back
that?
hurts? Huh?
When did you? At what age did you start to feel the
Man, like
the
late 40s. I was like, man, my back is hurting, my knee hurts.
late 40s?
Yeah, late 40s.
Dude,
man.
like the fucking day I turned 40, I got up. Oh, I could feel my fucking life just falling apart around me.
I feel like
Seriously.
everyone's genes are so different too.
Right. Right.
Everyone's so different. But if it would, the grappling takes a toll on the back.
And a lot of people don't believe that. But if you don't grapple crazy, you could grapple forever.
Yeah.
You know, you could
Yep.
be 80, 90 years old and still be on the mat.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, they have Masters 6 divisions,
Love it.
Masters 7s division. That's the cool part about jiu-jitsu.
What's the
Yeah.
oldest you ever seen somebody compete in jiu-jitsu?
Oh, there's 60, 70-year-olds at IBJJF.
That'd be
that are-
fucking
Yeah.
crazy. To
There's
see.
only like 2 people in their division, but they're there.
They're-
You ever
they're
seen an
scrapping.
old guy get a 5-point fucking toss on a gimp? You ever seen that?
On a gimp.
I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure it's out
Yeah,
there.
well, imagine an old man getting launched in the air. You hear him go, yeah. Oh, fuck. I'd
just
lose my
crush.
fucking mind.
Yeah, so I got plans to get this new dojo. I'm
Dude.
a little bit scared, but I think we did it right. We started at this 900 square foot garage, got enough members, got up to 2,000 square feet, got enough members. Now we moved here, which total with the coffee shop and both rooms about 8,000, and now just this perfect opportunity.
8,000 square feet?
total.
Nice.
This new opportunity at this place, 12,000 square feet. It's opened up.
Tim, don't be scared, man. Just like that movie, Field of Dreams, build it and they will come.
Field of Dreams.
Build it and they will come. At my series, man. Go for your dreams, dude.
And with the biggest thing, when you see it, when somebody starts a gym and they get a new building, there's always some construction. They want the building a certain way, putting up walls, taking them down. This, dude, from what I see, it looks fucking. You got your coffee shop. You got obviously the big room with got vaulted ceilings.
Yeah.
You got your fucking office that look like 2 fucking skyboxes. Man, that's cool.
So Tim, let me ask you this, because this is actually the first time I've been in this facility, and it blew me away. First of all, you got the coffee shop. You got a gym, a full-on weightlifting gym. I mean, a full-on weightlifting gym. You have the red light therapy. You have got all this stuff here. Are you guys a camp where, say, people from other countries could come here and train?
Not yet, but at this new dojo, that's what I'm kind of doing it. I'm doing it because I'm gonna schedule all the fight team, and I'm gonna make it more for like a professional team.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm working on. I'm talking to this kid, Brody Teskey. He's fresh out of wrestling from Iowa. He's a smart kid, so I'm kind of looking to bring him onto the coaching staff. And then we already got some great coaches to where I'm going to actually make a real professional team and schedule. And that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, sounds great, man.
It's scary, though, because, so now it's like, so I think I have about total with both rooms about 4,300 square feet of mat space. At this new gym, I'm gonna have 9,300 square feet.
Beautiful.
And it's like there's an opportunity to bring on investors if I want, but I'm trying to stay away from that. Just to where I own it and I can make the decisions. It's not a big pain in the butt. It's not this huge thing where I have to make money. I have to get money in here. I'm doing it because I want to build my dream gym and have a good place for my team to have a good workout facility. That's what's nice about the podcast and Patreon and Snapchat and all these other things. That's kind of where I make
the bulk of
my money.
Your money. Yeah.
So this, I can just do it as like almost my passion project.
And it seems like you wanted to make something that you enjoyed being a part of. You enjoyed that stuff.
I remember when you first came into the UFC gym, man. You were just this fresh kid out of Montana, right? And look at you now, bro.
God, that was fucking crazy, huh?
Man, we were all there. Me, Joe, you. I mean, that's where we started in
Scott
the UFC
Lewis.
gym. Scott Lewis, the Cube.
Man,
the Cube.
Cube bald.
35th and Greenway.
Yeah.
Yes.
UFC gym.
I wonder what's going on there now.
I think it's a restaurant now or something.
That built where that was used to be a Blockbuster. It was my favorite places to go when I was a kid. It was nostalgia.
What's a Blockbuster?
Yeah, most people don't know what it is. Did you?
So Shannon, take just a little drag of this, not big.
I can't, man, because I just applied for a job that I can't smoke weed, dude.
Okay.
I mean, I'd like to, but.
And I think taking like a small, just see, because you never know. His hair could turn on fire and run right through the fucking wall.
Here's the thing.
He starts bucking himself
here's the thing,
around.
man. One, I've got anxiety.
Yeah.
I have depression. I deal with it all, man. I've got PTSD.
This could help everything, brother.
I think it could help, man. I really do. But I've never done it, so I'm kind of like nervous about it.
Yeah.
But you said something to me earlier offline that, because I was always like, hey, man, if you smoke it, is it just going to calm me down, or am I going to fucking go in outer space? And you were like, well, if you drink a bottle of Jack Daniels, you can go outer space. But if you just take a couple sips, you'll be good.
Be chilling.
And so I've never thought about weed like that. That was really inspirational, man. I was like, wow, that's a good way to look at it.
Now, Jan, who you're with? You're with people you don't feel comfortable with. You're not going to feel comfortable.
Right. Maybe one day when you're at home and you've got a nice little setting going on, you just take a little bit of puff and you'll be like, oh, dang. It kind of took away a lot of my stress, and it does make you grateful for everything you have. And I feel like if it's used smart, it's a fucking good thing, dude.
Well, that's why it's legal now, right?
Yeah. Yep.
How crazy is that? Like, I was a correction officer years ago at the state prison in Florence, and we had guys getting arrested for having marijuana.
That's so fucked up.
And now it's legal. So all those guys who were in jail, it's all legal. I mean, that's just
weird. In California,
it's
those
crazy.
motherfuckers doing life for weed.
Really?
Still
3 strikes. No, but like Kamala Harris, she was a DA in California. She kept people in longer than their prison sentences so they could use them for fucking labor. That
Christ.
wretched cunt.
We got some questions here. I posted the thing before we knew Shannon was coming, but you can still help us with some of the questions. There's a ton, so I'll get to this first one. At the gym, has Joe became close to any of the fighters, like taking them under his wing? One fighter that sticks out to him the most as a prospect. I mean, everyone's been loving his team. Loving Joe's.
These guys because every gym you go into, there's a different feel. Like when you come into Tim's gym, it's just a good fucking vibe. even it's really cool. So yeah, there's quite a few kids. There's a lot of kids that have a lot of fucking potential. Tim, you have a lot of a style like myself, so it's just fucking getting the basics, just pounding things through over and over and over. Doing the same shit nonstop, man.
I've only been here. Today was my first day, but I did interact with 2 guys from England. What do you think of that younger kid, 155er?
Harley or Curtis?
The smaller one.
The small one, Curtis, he's scrappy.
Man, that's what I hear. His friend told me, he goes, dude, this kid would be a massive bare knuckle boxer. What do you think about that?
He was sparring Suga yesterday. I had him and Suga spar, and Sean's like, dude, he's faster than he looks, and he's got a sneaky jab to him. And I mentioned that 145 bare knuckle fight that you brought up.
I was thinking that.
And he was like wanting that bad.
I think that kid would be I think bare knuckle boxing would right up that kid's alley.
And it would get those boys some money. They're living in a van right now. They're just getting by. Get him some cheddar. Maybe we could set him up with that bout. Because I looked up the guy, I'm like, I think that Curtis would beat him up.
I can do it.
I say do it, man. Give the kid a chance, man.
Because
he's amateur right now, though, right?
That's the thing about, because I'm like, if you want to make a career out of bare knuckle, we can do that. But I think you have to turn pro MMA if you do bare knuckle.
No,
right?
there was when I brought BKFC to Montana.
Yeah, there was amateur guys who turned pro.
I think because I filled the card every time, and it would be half filled with guys that had never fought pro fight. They turned pro with that.
So no, they have to be pro now.
They turn pro. It could be their pro debut either way, but they can't fight amateur after that. No.
So Curtis wouldn't be able to fight amateur MMA after that.
I don't.
Yeah, he can. He can fight amateur because it's a different sport.
Yeah, but they change. You can't fight amateur boxing and pro MMA and vice versa. Once you go pro, they changed that 5-10 years ago, I believe.
Gotcha.
Yeah, one thing I have a group right now of just hungry fucking kids. So it's easy to come in here and just be motivated with all those guys. It's fun. But down the road, I would love to, with Sean and I, make a school, like almost a school for kids where we pay an English teacher, whatever their salary, we pay a math teacher salary, and they have their training in the morning. They can do their extracurricular.
They got curricular, like a curriculum.
Yeah. It's the way things are going to start to go, the bigger the sport gets.
Well, dude, when I feel like for us to keep up with those Russians at a high level in the UFC, we got to get these guys young and grappling and wrestling young and just build them up from a young, because that's what they're doing over there.
They need all their skill sets. They don't want to just be one good in one thing. You need to be good in all things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those Dagestani, because Shannon's been to Russia a bunch, so have I. Those guys are just fucking cut from a different cloth, man.
Yeah, they're just doing it at a young age. I'm like, I feel like we could keep up with them if we had a school, an MMA type school for young kids.
For sure, man. I mean, it's Joe Silva told me years. I don't know if people remember Joe Silva. He used to be the matchmaker before Zuffa sold UFC, but he said that they signed very few Russian fighters, because if they would have signed every guy in Russia that's worthy of going to the UFC, almost everybody in every weight class would be top 10. And top 10 would be Russian, and then because they bought M1 Global, and then everybody that was in the top 3 in every weight class went to the UFC. Mm-hmm. So that's what the outpour for Russians are.
What do you think the best path for Sean to be champ again in the future? Do you see him fighting a challenger before another title shot? I don't know, but I feel like people hate on it so bad about that Merab fight. You rewatch that Merab fight. There's just mistakes we made, and there's things we couldn't do that we can do, and we go in there with a different game plan and Suga sharp, like you guys have seen him before. Yeah. We can take that little fucker out. I know we can. So hopefully, fingers crossed that fight is next. If not, then
God, I hope so, man. Catch that kid fucking coming in, man. That movement, just make him reach when he's not wanting to,
Yeah. And he does. The thing is, Merab, he doesn't do anything like by the books. He's not a sharp boxer. He's not sharp with his Muay Thai. He's just a fucking hectic little dude. And a sniper like Suga, who is on that night,
will catch him.
It could be his kryptonite.
Yeah, he'll catch him.
Even his fucking his rhythm. His rhythm is even off. He doesn't go when he should go. It's weird. I could see it. It's hard to pick up.
What's some fatherly advice Joe would give to a fellow first time father?
Oh, first time. The biggest thing is being a father is fucking consistency. You do what you say you're going to do.
Like maybe if you say no to something and the kid really starts crying and making a fuss, and you're like, fine, have it. And
the biggest thing, it's like they've done a lot of research. Parents that are it's, I guess when you show, you're very stern with your kids, but you show them love at the same time. That's a perfect example. When kid gets in trouble, it's okay, Jaden, for example. Jaden yesterday she was fighting this and that and I don't.
Pull that mic a little close.
I hate punching my daughter, but I have to because when she was younger,
punching her.
Yeah, I punch her right in the face. No, punching her.
Punish.
Yeah,
okay.
so like when she was a baby, when she was young, when she would do something, she's my baby. So when she would cry, when she would get in trouble, I would just go and let her go. But now I got to put when she does something, I have to stick to the punishment, what I do, and then. But that's it. When she's your kid, kids look at what you do. That's obviously they see the pattern you have. If you let her go, once you say you're going to do something and don't do it, they'll remember that. And how you treat their mother is probably the most important part. If you treat their mother bad, the boys will learn how to treat women through you, and the girls will learn how to accept to be treated through you. So it's very important to do that.
Yeah, the difference of being a parent, like, hey, I have to parent this kid, and I feel like when the kid gets older, they'll thank you for that compared to just being their friend all the time.
Yeah, and that's the thing now is everybody wants to just be friends, and they quit being parents.
If you spoil your kids, you'll end up raising your grandkids. That's so fucking true, man.
100%.
You have to be strong, and when your kids grow up, they'll thank you for it.
Yeah,
that's you cannot. You can't be friends and a parent. You really can't. I mean, there's those rare exceptions, but fuck, man, it's hard. It's hard to walk that tightrope. You got to be a strong, fucking consistent fucking adult. Don't get drunk and fall around. They really don't like that.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. Knowing what you guys know now, would you go back and change anything or make different moves when it comes to investing, your fight career-wise, relationships, anything? Or wouldn't change a thing?
For sure, I would change a ton of stuff.
Lot. What's the biggest thing you'd change, Shannon?
I wouldn't have took so many fights, man. I would have literally thought about my career, wins versus losses versus just a fucking paycheck.
Yeah.
You know, but again, when I was coming up, there was no gyms like there are now. We were training in my garage. Joe and I used to train in my garage.
Yep.
I mean, literally, and we were making MMA.
And when I got in the UFC, I was laughed at from being from Arizona because there was no one from Arizona. Because that last person got in the UFC, the reason why Ryan baited him because I wrestled with Cain Velasquez, I knew him, so I started fighting in the UFC. So then I was talking. Then they came in and tried it out. Arizona Combat Sports, which bring more people here, and that's ultimately what got guys like you and Tim here because that brought Benson and John here. All those things that you just there was Shannon's right. There was absolutely fucking nobody.
Yeah, it's like, especially when for all three of us, we came up with probably not a lot of money in our lives, and then you're at this young age, and you're like, "What? You'll give me $1,000 to fight this guy? I just got to go try to fight him? Okay, boom, you do it. You don't really care about your record and protecting your professional record and getting your skills where you need to be. You're just thinking about that dollar sign.
Absolutely,
dude. If I could go back and not put too much emphasis on sparring, winning, not giving a fuck, because I would
I've been around you, Joe, for a long time, and for me, you gave it all in the gym training. That by the time you got to the ring, you were spent already. It's like you did everything in the gym. You should have saved some for the fight.
Oh, for sure.
For me, that's what I think.
George St. Pierre talks about some of the best people he's seen that left their careers in the gym, and I think I'm one of them. Because not just. Just it being exhausted for the fight, but it's those shots you take in the fucking dome that really they start to
in training.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the punishment taken in training is way worse than what you get in a fight, obviously. But then you don't. It's that crack to your head that you feel that you get right now. You don't feel that for 10 years, man. You have to always keep that in mind. And I didn't. Now I wish I would have. You
got to be careful about it. You do. And when you're in a room, when there's a bunch of dogs in there, very skilled dogs, and you guys are fucking scrapping, every time you get your bell rung, ding, that's gonna add up.
Dude, exactly.
That's why it's, I think, important to have someone who's smart kind of leading the thing.
Yeah, but you got to remember, we didn't have coaches, man.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And that's why you guys are so important now for these young guys as coaches. You're like, dude, I can make you a champion. Just listen to me.
Yeah, fucking learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to go through them yourself. So there was nobody. Fucking Rico Rodriguez was the first big name I trained with. And I was getting ready to fight Ivan Salave. Remember that? It was my second UFC. And we were at Arizona Combat Sports. He was my training partner. And Trevor and Todd Lawley were getting upset because I was pretty much listening to everything Rico said. And it was 2 months, almost every day. And then he was going out with me to the fight, and he had trained with Ivan, so he had some inside knowledge. He didn't answer the phone. I couldn't get hold of him. The next time I saw Rico was when he was walking in with Ivan Salave to the fight, and I was like, oh God! And then Ivan said something like, I don't during his interview for the fight. He's like, I don't think in the third round, hot, tired, bloody, he won't have the heart to stand up. And I'm like, And I know the fuck that fat motherfucker said something to him.
That's crazy.
So I slapped the shit out of him at Raising the Cage like 5 years later.
Damn.
Slapped the tits off his fucking chest.
Nice.
So career-wise and fighting-wise, for me, not really. God damn, if you'd have asked me when I had these my last like loss, I would have just been like so gutted and changes so much. But every time I've failed in some area, I've had a good mindset. And it kind of led to me to where I'm at. So,
well, you never gave up, bro.
Good for you, Tim. You fucking goddamn, not one thing, huh?
Well, fuck, I just don't think so right now.
Because everything you did led you to where you are right now.
And
yeah,
Tim, you're calculated. You think about even when I first met you when you were fucking 21, however you didn't like when most of my decisions are made very, very fast. And I
on the spot.
I usually pay for that. But yeah, you do. Even as a kid, you would think about it. You would weigh the fucking pros and cons. My dick would be in the dirt before you even say go. You know.
So how about relationships wise? Is there anything you'd change?
Like with Shannon's got a
man.
fucking.
I got a few, but yeah, man.
Shannon,
what would you change?
Honestly, man, I would have been. I mean, I'm going through the divorce right now, so obviously retrospective. I think I should have put my wife first.
Fuck yeah.
And been more of a better husband. I was more selfish, and it was the Shannon the Cannon show. It wasn't us as a team. I was selfish, and I can admit that, man.
Dude, I see that with one of my buddies was close to going through a divorce, going through a divorce, and like just not sure what he really wants in life. Took a heavy dose of mushrooms and sat in the backyard, and it really made it clear to him what is important in his life, what he should put aside, and what he should just dial in and focus on.
The mushrooms made
him make that decision.
Wow. The mushrooms, your guy distribute gives the people here or sells the guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no. I have some at home.
Are they? Because I was drug off a plane a few months ago in Vegas with mushrooms. They weren't. I took too much. It wasn't like I don't think it was the same stuff you were talking about, but I wanted to.
No, it probably is, but you got mushrooms are the most important for set and setting. Where you at, who you have around. You need to be if you're wanting to learn something from them, you got to be in a relaxing place where you're not stressing. You're not doing it for like a fun drug. You're doing it to learn something.
You want to get into a fucking headspace?
Yeah, and it's weird because I've done a couple of heavy trips too, and it does.
Have you really?
It really brings to life what is important: your relationships with your people, all the animals, just nature, just yourself.
Who are you with when you've done that?
Mariah, we did a heavy dose together, laying in the dirt in the fucking yard.
In the dirt?
And her horse is like looking over us. It was crazy.
I also heard about the ayahuasca. Do you think that's the same stuff? I mean, is it
same
similar,
type of thing.
Similar?
I think it's a similar thing.
It's an LSD different type thing, right?
Dude, I've heard people doing the ayahuasca and coming back and they're like totally changed.
Dude, yeah.
Like totally.
But
like
if you don't
they
wanna,
understand what the world is really about.
If you don't
want their world.
Tim, when you told this to me, you said if you don't want to fundamentally change something about yourself, don't do ayahuasca. It's only when you want to change something about your life. It was RFK's son, RFK Jr.'s son. He did an ayahuasca trip, and it's terrified me when I heard this. He said it felt like he was in the ether for thousands of years floating around. I'm like, what the how would you not lose your fucking mind?
Yeah, it's important with set and setting's important. If you doing these kind of things, if you're sitting there and you just got to be able to, it's nice if you have someone to sit there and tell you, hey, just let go. Because it's kind of scary at first. You're like, oh, fuck, I feel, but just, hey, let go. Just accept it. Just take the ride. And then you do it and you're like, whew.
Like you're the type of person, you're a calm, calm down. That's true. I could see myself.
See, my anxiety and paranoia would just come in. I don't know how if I could relax.
I've seen Shannon work himself up into a tissy. I've actually watched it.
I mean, if you're sitting there trying to like, I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel that way. You're fighting it the whole time. But if you just accept it. Accept it's going to take you just for a little bit.
Normally, whatever you're worried about is going to fucking happen anyways. You keep worrying about it, it's going to fucking come to fruition. But yeah.
But I'm curious though, like if that was more of a common thing, like when people are having these relationship tiffs or having these problems, if they did it together, like a little dose together, and then looked at each other and
just like 1-200.
Like fuck. I think that's the last thing in the world you'd do. The thing is, if you're a schizo though, I think it can be bad. I think if you're a schizo and you do that kind of stuff, it could put you in more of a schizophrenic.
The underlying fucking conditions, yeah, for sure.
Which is scary. Yeah, so investing wise, what's some different things? I fucking bought Bitcoin back in 2013. That's it.
But
For
fuck
me.
off. That's you bought it.
No, if I would have,
Oh fuck.
That's the one thing you would have changed.
I would put like whatever pennies
it
I
all
had
on
back
Bitcoin.
then.
I
Whatever
wish I-
pennies I had back then, I'd put it in.
I put everything I made into fucking real estate. That's what I would.
Yeah, I think real estate.
Trying
Yeah.
to play fucking catch up, but failing miserably.
I
got many trailers throughout the valley. I'm kind of a trailer kingpin around here. No, I'm
One of
not.
the made.
Oh God.
What are your least and favorite things about fight camp? Fuck, I think almost everyone would say the discipline you need for your diet and cutting that weight is a bad thing.
I think honestly, people have asked me over the years, what's the hardest thing? I say the weight cut is the real fight.
He couldn't cut. Shannon could never.
What?
The weight cut? Oh, you were affected
What?
by a small amount of weight. What? It's
No,
like
I thought you were saying I couldn't cut weight.
No,
I
no,
used to cut 24
he was,
pounds.
He was
man.
like, it was in Canada. He was cutting weight fighting someone, and I've seen Shannon beat the fuck out of a lot of people and end up losing the fight. So Shannon, when he was fighting this guy, was in Canada, and we were getting ready to go out there. It was the next day after he weighed in. He had his hood up. He looked like a shriveled up old man. He was like, what? Just the way he looked. I was like, God damn it, Shannon. It was
No,
and he
weight
cut
cut's hard,
fucking,
man.
Cut like it wasn't even 10 pounds. When I had seen you cut weight, the small amount of weight, it didn't come off you like it did with me. He didn't water load properly.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard.
What's the most weight you ever cut in 24 hours?
Oh fuck, Tim's been there for them.
That had to have been the most.
I
Joe.
cut
don't think-
22 pounds in 24 hours. Dude, it was the worst.
He was up there close to that in like 9 hours, dude. It would like, and it not even like exaggerating.
Yeah.
Usually people exaggerate that
Yeah,
shit all
yeah,
the time.
yeah.
Every
This
time.
was dead ass. We got on the scale and we're like, dude, we're at weigh-ins are in 9 hours.
What are you
bro.
going to do?
Oh, it was this fucking
Dude, that
brutal
knowing
hell.
there is nothing but fucking misery and fucking torture. in
That's
front
what I
of you.
think. That's what I'm saying is the weight cut is literally the hardest part of the fight.
Dude, Shannon,
is
he had to
fucking-
do that. He had to do that weight cut, balloon up to 195, 196, 197, drop back down for like 7 weeks in a row. There was 3 fights in that period, and then he went into the hospital for what happened?
Congestive heart failure. Because there was two times I got up to over 200 pounds every week, 170.
Yeah.
And then because I would have one day I would kind of eat a little. I would cheat a little bit, and that would be too much sodium, and that'd blow up. But so when I got home, I just fucking
Gorged.
and then but my stomach was so fucking fat. I'll at least send a picture. And then he was going to come see me. I'm like, please, not like this.
Don't come see me. Because what did you blow up to? Like 250?
270? No, it was like 265, 270 because they had the bed.
And you just looked like a balloon of
like
water.
a bullfrog.
Just like a balloon
my
of water.
My diesel, my stomach was straight. It had no fucking arch to it. I mean, it wasn't like, but it was like, beep, it was fucking.
Dude, you're lucky you made it out of that.
And you know what? I didn't know this. Fucking congestive heart failure doesn't go away. So I mean, the dangerous part does, but I guess you're always you could possibly get it again. I mean, just you have to be careful holding a lot of water.
Let me ask you a question, Joe, because I've never knew anybody that's gone to the hospital more times than you.
Yeah.
How many times do you think you've been to the hospital?
Oh God, fucking who knows? I've had 20 some surgeries. Fucking, that's a lot.
That's a lot, dude.
Tim, how many surgeries have you had?
6.
That's a lot.
I've had one.
That's fucking nuts.
Really?
One.
That's crazy.
Just from fights, actual fights, not training.
One.
Like injuries I sustained in the fucking in the cage. I've probably had surgery maybe 10 times from those.
Jesus.
Period. Like fucking arm breaking, fucking orbital
Yeah.
smashing out, fucking nose feeling off my face.
Yeah.
Fucking, a lot of them.
Jesus Christ, man.
You know, fucking I'd always get after it though. You know.
Always.
Yep. That you ever seen that fight with Cabbage he was talking about, Tim?
I'd love to see it.
Dude, he was smack. Okay, so let's take it back to pretext. I mean, that was really his first pro MMA
I think
fight.
I had like 12 fights. I was like 10-2, but
And he went out
guys
there on
here.
4 days' notice, and he was kicking the shit out of Cabbage. Like he was kicking the shit out of him. Cabbage cheated, and that's why he won.
He
was winning the fight.
I was because I kept taking. Dude, he could take a fucking beating, man. I was. He spit blood at me.
You were
There's no blood.
smashing him.
So I'm cracking him, and then but I came out with my Rage in the Cage belt. How embarrassing is that?
That's sweet.
Because BJ, it was JD Penn, BJ's brother. It was Rumble and Rock, and I didn't. I know them now, but I go, hey, I'm a Raging the Cage champion. I brought my belt. And he's like, go fucking bring. He was gassing me up. But go out there with that. Now looking back on it, they were all laughing.
It's still pretty badass, though.
And-
Back in that
Hey,
day.
dude, you had a belt. You know what I
Back
mean?
in
You know
that
how many
day.
guys have fought and never got a belt?
A lot.
I don't care, man. Any belt you win in any organization is cool.
I have so many. It's one thing.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fucking belts. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a good. But like the last, there was a short time. I remember having cabbage against the fence. I'm in on a double, and I'm so exhausted. I had enough gas for one more big pull, and I look at this fucking guy in the crowd who's just saying the worst things. You motherfucker! And I fucking big pull, and he holds onto the fence. I'm like, his feet are straight out. I'm like, oh.
And then the ref doesn't do nothing.
No, didn't do shit.
And
Your last little bit of juice.
Yep, and then he fucking catch me at the knee. Boom,
Yeah, but you were down. You were down to the opponent.
Yeah,
he was kneeing you on the ground.
He hit me with a straight knee. Boom,
Yeah,
boom.
I mean, it was against the rules, man. So, I mean, if it was like legitimate now, Joe would have won that fight.
$875.
Yep.
Clean.
That was a lot better
How
than
much?
that.
How much would MMA change if you could hold onto the fence, and maybe when they take you down,
Different
you could
sport.
climb the fence?
Different
together?
sport.
It's a game changer.
Different sport, dude.
Fucking game
You know how many
changer.
people, I've watched people in the UFC win a fight just by helping to pivot them and then just fucking absolutely. I think that's a big foul when you do that for sure.
I love the fact that they brought the real elbows back 12-6. I mean, I love that.
for sure, absolutely.
But that's crazy to think how much different it'd be if someone took you down and you could climb up that wall and then pummel back in.
Right,
Like, it would
dude.
be
You
insane.
can fucking hold them there. Oh, you
Trying
can
to
do
drag
anything.
them off.
Watch the first UFCs where like Dan Severn is fighting and those guys were holding the fucking fence.
Yeah, right,
man.
and because now guys would be so efficient at holding the fence because they could actually put it with actual moves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'd be hard.
Joe, have you been scared or regretted getting in a physical altercation in public ever?
Scared for my own
Like
well-being?
maybe like
Yes.
this guy's pretty big.
No,
or
not that. Hurting because I
You black out.
No, God no.
Yes,
Black
you
out?
do.
No, fuck no.
I've seen you.
I don't black. Right when something happens, boom, my eyes will go. It's weird. It's fucking.
Yeah, and you wanna
then,
kill.
But it's and that's not it. If when I could be surprised with something, or it's something. But when it's a fight, yeah, that happens. But then it's their head hitting off the ground. That's what's because I've cracked people and they've done that, and thank God they didn't die. But I've caught a lot of people before they fell. But it's not like it's. I don't. People have this like at the lab because I always tell people the things that happen to me, and I fucking if I'm beating your fucking ass, you deserve it. I'm a nice fucking person. I'm nice to everyone.
Yeah.
If you get me to the point I'm fucking you up, it's your fucking fault. Obviously, I need to have more self control. Tim told me it was his idea to go to this place Jars, and there was a smoke shop next to it. I got in a dust up with this brother a few months ago. Fucking I in hindsight, I should have removed myself, but fucking again, I'm a man. I have pride.
But we're fighters, man. That's what we do.
Yeah, I mean, like there's like I'll tell Tim like a certain situation, something could happen. I'm like, there's nothing I could have done. He goes, you could have walked out the door. I'm like, he's really right, and I could have because at the end of the day, of course, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him. But there's some guys that are just born; they can fucking crack. If I just think some guy's got nothing but two tits and just fucking
just
down I
juices
go,
you.
that could
Yep.
fucking happen. Anybody can get fucking caught.
Ever had to end a toxic relationship or friendship? And if so, how did you do it?
I have, yeah. I have. Scott Lewis.
And you just had to end it?
Yeah, well, fucking.
And how'd you do it?
Well,
And it was a long time.
Yeah,
It took years.
Again, Scott. The only person I knew longer than Scott was Shannon, and he just the amount of stuff that fucking guy does. Like he almost destroyed my marriage. I mean, fucking. He perpetrated him as myself. He acted like me online. I mean, he had some shitty things. I'm very trusting, almost and I'm fucking gullible, trusting everything I shouldn't be. But it's people that are predatorial just in general. They look for that.
That book I was reading, I think it's like 7 Habits of Highly Toxic People. I think that was the name of it. But check that book out.
Send me that book.
Do you remember what the traits are?
I'll bring it in. I'll bring
What's
it in
the
next
name
time.
of it?
But I'll send you a picture. But
Okay.
it's a good book, and it tells you how to handle these people and how they deal with it. And in early traits, when you're talking to someone, a friend or whatever, early traits that it's probably a toxic person who you don't want to be around. It's a really good book.
Be good to fucking pick up on those keys,
Yeah.
And just be able to kind of avoid it a little bit. That's for sure. What kind of jobs did Joe do during and prior to his fighting career?
I've never had a fucking job ever in my life. Never. Well, I know I was a pizza. I worked at Papa John's for a month when I was.
How was
like
that?
16.
Did you ever spit in a pizza or something?
No, I would fuck the pizzas up so I have a fat ass can go eat them out back. Actually, how I got fired at, it was like my third pizza. I purposely fucking didn't put something on, and I was in the back fucking eating, and the guy's like, "Where's this fat ass?" I'm like, "Oh," and fucking I was like, it was fucking horrible.
Papa John's. Jesus. I wish there was a photo in your Papa John's suit. So
God.
That'd be funny.
And my little aprons. I love fucking making the dough. I enjoyed that, and fucking I started fighting maybe because my first fight I believe was September. I was getting ready to turn 17, so yeah, it was only a couple months after that. Would you, if someone fucking got, if you're working at Papa John's and you were a little fat fuck like me and you were chastised for eating the food, would you have pummeled on him?
It depends. I was insecure. I knew I was scrappy, but I didn't know like I'm fucking really tough. You know how it is.
Did you ever beat up any grown men when you were in high school?
Yeah.
Like, did you really? Like any of your friends' dads?
No, never any of my friends' dads. It was in MMA. It was in MMA fights.
No, like it wasn't in the streets.
No,
it's my biscuit. His name is Russ Allgood. His dad flicked a cigarette, hit me in the fucking face, and then fucking because I was getting into it with the sun, and then I was a little hostile, and I wasn't fighting yet, and everybody's like, ooh, laughing at me, fucking. I don't regret beating on that man. I don't. Mm-hmm. I feel bad for Russ for watching his dad take a dive, but. That's got to be hard to watch that. You know?
I mean, sometimes I feel like a beating would do someone good.
It would
teach them a lot.
And now, especially with social media, because everybody gets on there and they're a fucking warrior. But they say it to me face to face.
Yeah, and maybe they're lucky that it's you they're dealing with, and you're going to beat them up. You're not going to kill them.
Right.
Exactly, and they learned a lesson. Like, holy shit,
I'm just going to open hand smack you.
Those trolls online. This story. Rico Rodriguez was he was a former heavyweight champion. He was being fucking. There was a website called the Underground Forum. Remember back in the day, they would fucking troll people
on there.
So this guy would just fucking ripping on fucking Tito for a year, and then Tito found out where not Tito but Rico found out where the guy lived, and the guy comes home from work, and Rico was in his fucking living room.
Oh shit!
God. Dude, fucking. That's a crazy motherfucker right there. Rico was a guy. He was on.
What's he doing these days?
Fucking getting fat. That guy's a fucking different bird.
We should have him on here.
Do you want to? I'd fucking probably ring his fucking neck.
If you could find his number.
He's probably hanging out with Rick, fucking old big dick Rick in the street. I haven't talked to him in years. It's been a long time.
Can we get Brendan Schaub on this show?
Fuck,
Schwab said
I don't know him. Really, fucking. I
love the guy. Him and I got into it, man. We got into a big old fucking beef, but I let it go. But man, he was talking shit about me. He doesn't even know who the fuck I am.
Just online.
He was on the Joe Rogan show, and Joe was like, "Hey, look at this guy, Shannon Ritch," and he goes, "Oh, he's got the worst record in MMA." And so I found out about it. I'm like, dude, fuck you. And he goes, no, I was talking about Shannon Briggs.
Was that true?
Could have been.
No, he was talking about me, bro. And then when I shook his hand, I literally was shaking his hand saying, hey, man, I'm Shannon Ritch. You're the one. I'm the one you were talking shit about. And he was trying to pull his hand away. I wouldn't let him. I was holding it.
Really? He tried to
start growling
face to face, you know.
He's so growling.
But no, man, but you know.
Fuck.
I was just trying to be manly and be like man to man.
Yeah.
But I'll let it go. But fuck, man.
It's hard on the podcast. Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Because you run out of because I mean, fuck, how many times have you fucking opened your mouth and fucking said something shit like that?
I try not to. I try not to on the show.
Yeah, I try not to, but I do it sometimes.
I probably do it every day.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm sure I have no fucking filter. I wish I did.
Do you guys have a doomsday prepper stash? What's the plan if shit hits the fan? What do you got? Some canned beans in your basement?
Obviously, you know, food, water, gas,
go back,
electrical stuff. You know, the solar stuff, and then obviously weapons and
some
and
solar.
Ammo.
Some solar would be nice to have.
Yeah. There's some solar stuff you can get, man. You fold it out, boom.
You charge all your shit, man.
Yeah.
What do you got, Joe?
You know what I got. You know what I got.
Your tunnel.
Not because I worried myself sick about fucking if something happened again. I would rather need it and fucking
not have it than need it.
Yeah,
have
for
it,
sure.
not need it.
Yeah, I would rather. It's just like anything, and so I have a place in Flagstaff that me and my family have accrued over the years. But yeah, it's something happens both.
It's a shelter
of sorts.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't fucking really know. I mean, my car ain't gonna run. Mariah's got a gas truck, but it's a pretty newer truck, so it probably ain't gonna run either.
You need to get something that has a fuel, like a not electric fuel injection. That's is that what it is? Like the ones if like an EMP hits where it's not gonna affect everything's gonna go down. You'll see like a 1990 fucking Dodge Caravan.
You need a car without a computer.
Yeah. For everything's.
So what about the propane at my house? Will still be. That big propane thing so I might be able to get.
Well, I don't know. I really do. He's it's the whole propane powers your entire house. Is that what it is?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure on that.
The majority of it, though. Yeah. Do you know anything about that? You know, Shannon used to be a carpenter.
Yeah. You talk about jobs, dude. I wore every hat there is.
Really?
I wore a ton of hats.
And they've all lasted a few weeks.
Nah, man, I was a carpenter, union carpenter for 10 years. I vested I went through the apprenticeship. I did that whole thing. I was a correction officer.
Building stuff? Or
Yeah, man. Built the Cardinal Stadium, Bank One Ballpark. Some big stuff.
Yeah.
Commercial carpentry.
When I would go train with Shannon in his garage, he'd get off work, come in with his tool belt, take it off. That's a lost trade. There's not too many people that are carpenters nowadays.
Yeah.
It was hard, man. It's hard work.
Fuck yeah.
Well, I got a bunch more going, but I think that's our time, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for coming on, Shannon.
Dude, I appreciate you guys having me out here, man. I appreciate it. Seriously.
Yeah, that was fun.
Phenomenal facility.
Thank you, bro.
You guys out here watching, if you ever come out to Arizona, come out to the Red Hawk, man. This is a hell of a place. To be honest with you.
Thank you, Joe Diesel. And hope you guys have a good day. Hit that like and subscribe button and comment your thoughts below. And patreon.com/Red Hawk Academy. We got the confidential show. It comes out every week, and it's been getting real juicy lately. So
Can I say something?
Yeah, hit it.
Trump 2025.
Yep. Okay, love y'all.
He's a liberal.
We'll talk to you soon.
No,
Bye-bye.
Fuck no.